I'm recording myself. I'm not recording you. Okay? Here we go. As a class, what is our objective for today?
Achieve syntactical variety.
Okay, let's do it all together. Ready? To achieve?
To achieve
Syntactical variety.
Blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. Stay with me. To achieve?
To achieve
Syntactical variety.
syntactical variety.
When paragraphing.
When paragraphing.
Oh, Alex, what's syntactical variety?
The variety of the way the words appear on the page.
The variety of the sentences that are put on the page. You see how we have different sentences we're working on? And a positive, subordinating conjunctions is part of a sentence, dependent clause, difference between dependent clause and compound sentence. Those different sentences, if you have different sentences that are appearing in your paragraph, you're achieving syntactical variety. On the rubric for 11th grade, when we get it, we pass it out for an argumentative, a narrative, or an informational essay. All three of them are going to say, achieve syntactical variety. If we get that, you're hitting that, no problem, I can check it off, you all get an A. So that's what we're working on first, because that, I feel like, is one of the tougher things for the 11th grade. Next, Luis, can you tell me what an appositive is?
It's when you have two commas and
You have two commas. What's inside those commas?
noun.
A clause that describes or gives more information about a noun at the beginning. You all have that on your paper?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. What about subordinating conjunction? David Rodriguez, you know what subordinating conjunction is? Look on your paper. We took notes on it yesterday. How about Jeremy? Do you know what subordinating conjunction is?
It's when an independent clause and dependent clause join together.
It's going to have to do with when an independent and dependent clause join together. It's a specific word. How about this? Can you give me examples of subordinating conjunctions? Although, what?
As though
As well as? Any other ones? What? However?
as far
As long as, those are subordinating conjunctions. Those are going to be important because the first major work that we're going to write is an argumentative essay. When we get to the argumentative essay, you're going to have a counter argument. One way to slam dunk counter argument is to use subordinating conjunctions. That will automatically form that out for you. Okay, so I'm just pre-thinking what we're going to have to do in about a week. Dependent clause. Any volunteers know what a dependent clause is?
group of words that contains a subject and a verb, but does not express a complete thought.
Good. A group of words that contains a subject and a verb but does not form a complete thought. Do we have an example of what a dependent clause is? Say it again. Whenever she goes, comma, we need something else. Okay. Difference between a dependent clause and a compound sentence. Anyone know what a compound sentence is? Two complete sentences that are joined. What are they joined with? A coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction we know because we know the acronym what? Fanboys. Okay, now, your assignment for today. All eyes should be up here. Okay? All eyes should be up here. Create one paragraph with syntactical variety. We went over syntactical variety. Different types of sentence structures, right? We're good, right?
Yeah.
Be certain to include an appositive as a topic sentence and a dependent clause that begins with a subordinating conjunction. Look, I put although there, so you remember. Furthermore, comma, extend your paragraph with a compound sentence that includes a coordinating conjunction, i.e. fanboys. Put it there for you again. Be certain to use power verbs, no uses, you're not using uses, not using says, you're not using writes, and transition words. I'm going to pass you out a sheet with transition words and power verbs on it in just a second. Here is a model, because we're going to do it about literature. Now, when you do this, you can use your phones, you can use technology, you can work with a partner to create this paragraph. What I want is one well-written paragraph with syntactical variety by the end of the period. If we get that accomplished in 20 minutes, then we'll work on something else. But it's got to be focused in here. If I come by and you're working on this or you need help with this, no problem. But this gets really difficult. If you get it finished, make sure you read it to yourself and you read it to a neighbor to make sure that it's correct, because I want to still give everyone an A. Your vocabulary quiz, you had 2 questions. Most of you answered all those right. You're doing very well in the class. You just have to stay with me. Staying with me today is writing something like this. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Edgar Allan Poe, who wrote with extremely complicated syntax, believed it was his audience's responsibility to educate themselves. Although this technique often discourages beginning readers, it also resulted in his narratives withstanding the test of time. Furthermore, Poe's use of mysterious diction complements his writing style, and his use of Gothic themes parallels his dark subject matter, resulting in literature that reads like a piece of art. Okay? I don't care what author you pick. You have your phone, you want to do something from last year, you want to do a short story, you want to do a poem, doesn't matter to me. Am I grading you on the validity or the correctness of your statements about the author?
No.
What am I grading you on? Syntactical variety. If you're using multiple sentence structures and your claim about the author is a little off, not worried about the claim of the author. If I was worried about the claim of the author, we would read a short story or a poem, a specific one, and then we can see if that lines up. Right now, I'm just seeing, can you use different sentence structures? Can you put words like syntax and narratives in there? Can you use power verbs to replace use, employs or utilizes? Now look, you may have to change the tense. It can't just be strictly employs or utilizes. Furthermore, Poe's utilization of mysterious diction, his writing style, and his employment of Gothic literature. You can change the tense on the end to make it fit. No problem. Now, if you struggle with that and you don't have it exactly right, but you wrote it down, I can come by and I can say, okay, that's a problem that most of the people in the class are doing. So next week, my first lesson would be to clean up the little mistakes that we're making as a group. If you get to the point where you don't do it or you don't give me anything to work with, I don't know what we need to focus on. So the most important thing here is you try to accomplish this assignment. Now, who can repeat back to me what we're supposed to do for this assignment? Alex?
Create a paragraph with syntactical variety by using the topic sentence and creating a positive for it that has a dependent clause and a subordinating conjunction. And then do your second sentence with a compound sentence that has coordinated conjunctions.
Now, I'm going to pass out the power verbs and the transition words. This is what I'm going to tell you. You have 30 seconds. If you want to take a picture of this with your phone so you can look at it at your desk instead of trying to read it up here, I don't have a problem with you doing that. Okay? You have 30 seconds, and then I'm going to pass this stuff out.
You
ready?